Hello, my name is Oscar and welcome to a completely new League of Legends coaching video here at League Unleashed. Today I'll be running down one of the most impressive junglers I've seen so far, playing Viego, the new champion. And as you guys know, you've probably seen a lot of people say that, okay, well, this is a jungler and he should be played in jungle. However, what most high elo players are actually doing right now is that they're playing him in mid lane. However, I found this guy right here. His name is Alexander. He's a Swedish jungler and he plays for a team called MAD Alexx. You've probably heard of it before. And he's having a lot of success with it in the jungle. He's currently 11 in 1 with him. And he's having some really good success with him. He goes for the, or what we call now the standard build pretty much. Now he does do it a bit differently because you see a lot of people in mid lane going blade secondary or blade first into Gore Drinker. However, what this guy does is that he rushes Gore Drinker, goes into soraka, and then goes into Spirit Visage almost every single game. Now, the reason for this is obviously because of the crazy healing you have within your kit with, the passive resets, all these type of things. And therefore this is how you can really excel on the champion, and I believe that this is probably the best build you can currently go, as you can act as a drain tank and still have crazy sustain in the fights. And the amount of lifesteal that you have as well is just ridiculous. But anyways, now we'll take a look at one of his games today and we'll see how he does it. So hopping in right here, he is playing Viego versus an Echo. He has some interesting lanes and he does actually have an ivern with a smite support. This is currently some strats that, well, you only really see this guy doing it in high challenger at the moment. And he's just looking to take as many camps as possible from the enemy, so this is very interesting for him. Considering the game, he should definitely start into the bot side. I mean, he doesn't get a leash, but it's completely fine on the champion anyways. The jungle clear on the champion is actually kind of underrated. It's a bit bad on the first clear, but it does actually eventually catch up. So starts with Q, goes into E secondary for the movement speed and attack speed. And he has some really nice AoE as well, as you can see, and it's very spammable. Plus he doesn't have mana, so he doesn't have any problems when it comes to that. Puffing into topside right here, gonna see what's happening. He's puffing in topside right here because he knows that this 2v2 is more favorable for him than it is for Echo, as he is stronger than Echo as well, because he has Conquer and everything. Sees that Echo ganks top lane, looks for the opportunity to just take the Skull Crab. Galio kind of trolls by teleporting top here because he kind of had a free double scuttle. But Echo did not have flash up, so Galio is able to land that. He steals Echo's passive, or uses his passive, steals Echo's form, tries to set up something right here. Unfortunately, it does not work. Yet again, it's really good for him. Picks up on picks an assist onto Echo, so that's always gonna favor him. Looks like ivern actually took the bot side crab, so he's not gonna be able to walk into that. He did also pick up a pickaxe and a control ward. So for this game, bot lane isn't really gankable. They don't have any crazy sort of setup for him. So pre-6, this is something that's very hard for him to gank, and therefore he's just really trying to invest into getting items, because the champion isn't really that good pre-Gore Drinker. Now the thing is, if he ganks a lane like top lane, which has a lot of setup, I mean it's Cassiopeia into Camille, so it's always a good lane for him to gank. He can definitely try to get something done. Also playing around Galio. I mean, Galio is playing into Diana as well, so it's a melee versus melee matchup. So yeah, I mean, Galio is setting up some really nice roams here, and he's able to follow up on them. Unfortunately, they do not pick up the kill onto Diana right there, but he decides to shove out the wave, look for the dive actually, because, I mean, this is really trolled by Camille. I guess she doesn't really know what he does. Looks like some crazy plays happening right here. For him, this is, I mean, if he dies right here, it's kind of bad, but he should live. This play is not that bad for him. Yes, Galio dies, but the thing is, Kai'Sa is getting all of the solo XP in bot lane. He's gonna be able to catch this wave top lane as long as Echo does not stay. They could go for the dive, but they don't have Diana R, so that's completely fine for him. And as you see, Armin is actually getting his bot side while this is happening, plus Kai'Sa getting solo EXP, Cassiopeia catching mid lane. So this is actually very benefitable for him because he gets a lot of items for this. He resets in time for Dragon, and sees that his ivern actually does get caught out, which is kind of bad for him. This should give the dragon to the enemy team, but it appears that they do not want to play for it. But as you see, like, this guy is straight up literally just PvE the entire game. If there is some crazy skirmish or Galio sets up something really nice, then yes, he's gonna follow up on it. But primarily he just wants to farm for his gore drinker and play around that instead. As you see, he only wants to play around the CC he has on his team. He doesn't try to go for any crazy solo plays or anything like that. They end up getting a kill onto Diana due to Ivern roaming, so that's super nice for them. He shoves out the wave, and as you see, like, he's 76 CS and 9 minutes into the game. And this is just because of how good his clear is, and how well he's able to, you know, tax the wave, get some extra XP here and there, and therefore he has an entire level onto Echo, plus Ivern is taking a lot of the bot side camps, so this is really nice for him. Let's see here, he does actually get caught out in a 1v1. He did not have R up, so he's actually not able to win it by himself. Echo steals the Herald. Wow. I guess we got outsmited. He flashes in, steals Echo's passive, or takes the passive from Echo. Does end up dying to Camilla. It's very unfortunate for him. This is actually a really bad play by them. It was kind of overextended, and Cassio should have came to help earlier. So that's very unlucky on his part. It's fine. He got his gore drinker. Like, at this point, like, he has a lot of damage, and as you see now, like, he's starting to look for the plays. Fortunately misses the W, and is not able to set off anything after that. But like, what he's looking for right here is only to try to set up the dragon regardless. Like, all he wants from that gank in theory is like either for them to burn a summoner, and if they don't have summoners, like in a game like this, like he wants to kill him obviously. Fortunately it does not work out in his favor this time. Sees that Diana died, picks up an easy dragon. It's really good for him. And as you see, like, the clear on Viego, it's literally nuts. You get Gore Drinker and the clear speed that you currently have, and no one can really contest you in fights either, in terms of the other junglers in the game, because Conquer, with Domination Secondary, it gives you too much sustain and too much healing for most junglers to be able to contest you. Picks up a big shutdown onto Camille, and yet again, he sets up these plays relative to when support or Regalio or whatever CC that his team has that is easy to set up roams, right? And that is what he wants to look for. He knows that he doesn't have any crazy setup himself, so unless there's someone else setting up to play for him, he's not going to be able to go for it. Sees that Sona is way too overextended right here. This was really trolled by Sona. Takes Sona's passive, nothing really happens right here. As you see at this point, like, he's 7 KP. He's only really played around the situations that his team set up, but still, he's getting so much done. He has his Gore Drinker, and in a game like this where he doesn't really have lanes that should be dying as much, such as, you know, Galio, Cassiopeia being ranged into Camille, right? These lanes shouldn't really be losing, and therefore he can play like this. And you can do this in your own games as well, but you gotta make sure that once you hit the Score Drinker spike now, you can't mess up mechanically. You can't make those mistakes, because pretty much, like, if you play this type of playstyle, you kind of funnel a lot of resources into yourself, and if you're not able to play off that, then your team is going to be put in a really bad position. But alright. Goes on to Diana, Galio R's in. Diana doesn't really do any damage to him. Like, look at his stats. He has Ivern as well, just powering him up. This guy literally cannot die. Even just with Gore Drinker. He's probably gonna die here though, actually. Yeah, he chooses, he goes into the Sona form to try to dodge the Camilla E. However, like, Sona is just a squishy and he gets one shot pretty much. Maybe that was a bad decision by him. Like, it's very important on the champion as well to try to consider the situation a bit and see if, like, okay, I mean, obviously you want to take the form as often as possible because it gives you more stats, it gives you more movement speed towards enemies, and it gives you a little bit of HP, so that's why a lot of people tend to always take them. Now, it's always going to be really important to try to, as I said, like, try to determine the situation, right? Try to see if this is like a good opportunity to look for. Should I really go as the support right here, or should I not, right? So at this point, game stage is pretty close. He's almost got Sterox. That is what he's looking for right here. Literally just perma-clearing his stronghold. Like, this guy always does something. He's never, like, standing still. He's continuously trying to make something happen. And that's why these opportunities keep on presenting themselves to him. Uses his R. So this was actually a really good bait by him. He picks up Echo as well. Yeah, there's no way they don't kill him. So this is something you can do as well, because the enemies can't know whether or not you have R. Because if you use your R whenever you're someone else than Viego himself, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna escape the farm immediately. So this is what he did right here on the Jhin. As Jhin, and he baited Camille into using all of his abilities, then he went back into his regular form, got Core Drinker, got his stats, he has Mercs, and he literally just sustained it. As you see, they wipe the enemy team, he walks into their jungle, sees if there are any camps that he can take. Flashes onto Sona right here. Well, that's a bit greedy, if I were to say so myself, but it appears this game is kind of over. I mean, he had really good lanes this game, but at the same time, like, the reason why... Oh my god. Well, that was really good R, actually, because he got Camille to R over the wall. Like, picks up that kill. Ooh. He does pick up the Echo, though. Gets the Echo. And is able to kill the Diana as well. I mean, at this point, like, the game is pretty much just over. Like, you can see how you can out-sustain these fights. Like, this guy literally fought for, like, 2 minutes now. In the same fight, pretty much. He just kept on wiping the enemy team. And that's because they have so much peel for him. And the stats you have on the champion in terms of, like, armor and general base stats are super good as well. And therefore, like, you're able to go for these fights. You have Conquer, you have Domination Secondary, right? You have the Ravenous Hunter, which is what allows you to do this, plus the Gore Drinker, and now when he picks up Styrax, he's pretty much going to be invincible. Like, the enemy won't be able to kill him. He picks up a Spectre Skull as well. Almost has Spirit Visage finished. And at this point, like, he's way too tanky. He has 2,800 HP. There's no way they ever burst this guy, because the enemies are just too far behind. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the Diana is kind of sprinting it this game, that's definitely true. She is level 9 and kind of has given up, but at the same time, like, it's a matter of, like, the champion as well. If you're able to play around the stats correctly, and if you have a build like this, like, the enemy team can't really do anything, regardless of Diana playing this game pretty bad. Like, even if Diana was at the same level as Galio, or level 12 or something like that, had like 2 items, like, she still does not one-shot this. He has Mercs, he has Spectre Skull, everything to help him survive. So this is what you really want to do. You just want to get these, like, resistances items, such as Styrax, and Spirit Visage, that can really help you out-sustain the fights, but also, in a way, output a lot of damage for you. And that is why Gore Drinker is so good on him. So let's see here. I mean, they go Baron at this point. There's an open in the top lane. At this point, they're just looking to close in the game. Let's see here. He just kind of runs around, tanks the turret for fun. He knows that he has ivern to just spam E on him. Walks into bot here. Gets a nice stun onto Sona, actually. Fortunately, is not able to pick up the kill. However, the enemy team is literally just sitting under the Nexus. Let's see here. Dashes onto Echo. I mean, even look at this. Yes, he has Galio. Yes, he has Ivern. But look at this. He literally cannot die. It's ridiculous. This champion is way too overstated at the moment. You see a lot of people saying otherwise. However, like, look at this. Yes, enemy is behind, but he literally cannot die. It's all about getting, like, in this season as well in particular, getting the 1 or 2 item power spike. That's what's so important. As he is able to close out this game with a decent amount of CS as well, like 156, that's not too bad. He didn't really farm for, like, the last 5 minutes or whatever, but the point is, this champion is very strong if utilized correctly. And as you see, like, if you go for this build right here, you can still play the jungle. You do not have to go this mid lane. You're pretty much just going to be able to sustain everyone, and they can't really do anything about it. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video right here. if you enjoyed this League of Legends coaching video, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and if you have any questions about the video or about anything, you can ask in the comments and we'll get back to you. So that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys have a nice day.